All right, guys, welcome to our unique devotion for the day. There it is. There it is. Yeah, hands are everywhere. All right, so today we're finishing up the section called Final Greetings. It's Colossians chapter 4, verses 12 through 15. Then a question. So let's hop right in and go right at it. Epaphras, who is one of you, a bondservant of Christ, greets you, always laboring fervently for you in prayers, that you may stand perfect and complete in all the will of God. For I bear him witness that he has a great zeal for you, and those who are in Laodicea, and those in Hierapolis. Luke, the beloved physician, and Demas greet you. Greet the brethren who are in Laodicea and Nymphas, and the church that is in his house. So a lot of name calling. no, a lot of names are thrown out there. Again, he's going through talking good about others. He's sharing information about others. And something he says here that stands out, which is interesting, the word stand is in it. Do you stand? Is the question. Comes from where he says that you may stand perfect and complete in all the will of God. So just a little visual. I'm just using this word stand and the two words stand perfect. As non-Christians or as Christians, we are imperfect as humans. And we make mistakes. Life is messy. It doesn't always go the way we wish. We don't always say what we want to say. We don't always do what we want to do. We definitely, even if we said what we wanted to say and did what we wanted to do, our minds aren't always perfectly correct. Our minds are like a playground for our thoughts to run through before we act, before we speak. So even if we have some things correct, something else is still not correct up in here. So we are slightly imperfect. But before God, it's different. He looks beyond our imperfections and sees them as ways for his glory. I'm not getting into debates of like the extremes of Hitler, because I can to an extent argue that there are purposes that God used that entire situation for, even though it was horrific because of man's poor decision making. I'm not going into that, but just to clarify. So we make poor decisions, okay? It make us imperfect, but before God, there's still a kind of, he sees us through eyes of perfection because he created us. He didn't create us imperfect. He created us perfectly. We are the ones that choose to make mistakes and do things imperfectly because we separate ourselves from him. We miss that connection. Our cell phones get unplugged too often. Our minds and bodies and souls get unplugged too often. So where do you stand? Here's what I'm getting at. Picture yourself standing tall before Christ, before God, and him seeing you as perfect. Now here's your choice. He still sees you perfect, but you decided to sit down. When you're sitting down, you're not doing anything. You're not going anywhere. You're sitting down. Your actions are nothing. Your heart rate slows. You don't think as great, so you might not speak as well. And when you're sitting down, it's too much time for your thoughts to really run and ramble because you're not staying in action. So sitting down isn't the best way to be when facing God. He wants us standing, that you may stand perfect in his sight. Standing brings you a stronger connection, brings you that connection, because you're acting, you're doing, you're being ready. So that's just sort of my thoughts for the day. Do you stand or do you sit? It's kind of an oddball question, but there it is. Use it how you will. I hope God gives you all the blessings you deserve, and even more so, all the blessings you don't deserve. Don't forget, check the D box, the description box, all the stuff that's down there that I post. Especially your pump up music for the day. Get jazzed, get motivated. And there's one more section for Colossians. We'll finish that up tomorrow. Till then, have a wonderful day.